Let me say something that's going to make half of you click off this video and make the other half absolutely furious. Finn Balor, the Demon King, the man who stood in the ring at SummerSlam 2016 and became the very first Universal Champion in WWE history, only to lose the title the very next night. And here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. That night wasn't a tragedy, it was a warning. A warning that the rest of Finn Balor's WWE career was about to become one of the most criminally wasted, painfully mismanaged, and frustratingly underwhelming runs in the history of professional wrestling. I'm going to prove it to you today, and before you type that angry comment, and I know you're already typing it, just hear me out, because some of you are going to agree with me by the end of this video, and that's going to drive you crazy. Welcome to WrestleScope. Let's get into it. To understand why Finn Balor's career is a failure, you have to understand just how high the ceiling was. When Finn Balor arrived on the main roster in 2016, he was handed a rocket ship. Not a push, a rocket ship. Within weeks of debuting on Raw, he was in a tournament for the brand new Universal Championship. He beat Seth Rollins, he painted himself up as the Demon, and at SummerSlam in front of thousands of screaming fans, he pinned Rollins and made history. The crowd was electric. Social media exploded. Fans who had followed him from NXT, from his days in New Japan, from his time as Prince Devitt, felt like this was the moment everything came together. He was positioned as the guy, the face of Monday Night Raw, the first ever Universal Champion. And then he got hurt. Legit injured. He vacated the title the very next night. Now look, that wasn't his fault. A shoulder injury during the match. Real life happens. Nobody blames Finn for that. But here's where the story turns dark. What happened when he came back? When Finn Balor returned from injury, WWE had a chance to make things right, to put the rocket back on him, to say this man is a star, let's treat him like one. Instead, they buried him in the mid-card. Not immediately, not all at once. It happened gradually, the way all slow-motion career disasters happen. A loss here, a meaningless feud there, a title shot that leads nowhere, a Demon appearance that means less every single time it happens. Think about the Demon. When Balor debuted that character, the body paint, the terrifying entrance, the complete psychological transformation, it felt special. It felt different, supernatural almost. Here was a character that should have been protected at all costs, a character that only comes out for the biggest matches, the most important moments. WWE turned it into a party trick. The Demon lost over and over again to Goldberg, to Brock Lesnar, to Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules in what should have been an unbeatable monster moment, and he just lost, clean, in the middle of the ring. When your ace in the hole loses clean repeatedly, it stops being an ace. It becomes a liability. And the regular Finn Balor? Don't even get me started. For years, Finn floated in this purgatory, too good for the lower card, never quite good enough for the main event. He'd get a title shot, generate real excitement, then lose and get shuffled back to the mid-card like nothing happened. He won the Intercontinental Championship. Great, except it never felt like a building block toward anything bigger. It felt like a consolation prize. He went to NXT as NXT Champion, which was celebrated as a big deal, but let's be honest, sending your supposedly main roster level star back to developmental isn't a promotion, it's a retreat. Okay. Now here's where I'm going to flip the script on you, because this video isn't just about blaming Finn Balor. What if the real failure isn't Finn at all? What if the failure is WWE's, and Finn Balor is the victim of one of the most spectacular cases of creative malpractice in wrestling history? Because here's what's fascinating about this story. Finn Balor never stopped being good. Watch any Finn Balor match and the man delivers. His in-ring work is crisp, athletic, and consistently excellent. His connection with the live crowd, even during the darkest stretches of his booking, never fully died. People want to cheer for him. They want to believe in him. But booking is everything in WWE. You can be the most talented performer on the planet and go nowhere if the writers don't give you the narrative to grab onto. And WWE, time and time again, failed to give Finn Balor a compelling long-term story. Compare him to someone like Roman Reigns. Roman got years of consistent storytelling, a defined character arc, meaningful opponents, matches that mattered. When Roman struggled, WWE didn't abandon him. They doubled down, reformed the narrative, and eventually created the tribal chief character that became the most compelling thing in wrestling. Finn Balor got a club reunion that went nowhere, a feud with Damian Priest that felt like it was building to something big and then just stopped, a Judgment Day run that was trying to heel and was actually working before it abruptly ended. Think about that. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor as a cold, calculating, arrogant heel leading a faction. That version of Finn was money. The crowd genuinely hated him. He had edge, he had menace, he looked like a main event player again. And then the faction just outgrew him. He got pushed aside by characters WWE was higher on. He became a background player in his own story. Finn Balor didn't fail WWE. WWE failed Finn Balor. But, and this is the uncomfortable truth, at some point that distinction stops mattering. Because here's where I have to be real with you, WrestleScope family. A career can be both things. It can be a product of bad booking and a failure to capitalize on opportunities. And Finn Balor's career is both. There were windows, there were moments where Finn could have grabbed that brass ring harder, where he could have made more noise backstage, where a promo that hit different or a match that crossed a threshold might have changed the trajectory. We've seen it happen. Steve Austin grabbed his moment at the 1997 Royal Rumble and ran with it.
CM Punk made his pipe bomb appointment mandatory viewing. Even newer stars like Sami Zayn seized every single inch of creative freedom and turned it into a phenomenon. Finn Balor, for all his talent, has never had that moment, that singular promo or segment that redefined him in the audience's eyes, that manic, unpredictable creative spark that makes a company afraid to de-push you because the reaction is too loud. Is that on the writers? Partially. Is it on Finn? Partially. And that's what makes this story so tragic. It's not a villain story. It's not a story about someone who failed because they didn't try. It's a story about enormous potential, meeting an organization that didn't know what to do with it, and a performer who, for whatever reason, never found the key to unlock the door that was right in front of him. That's not a redemption arc. That's a Greek tragedy. Now, the question you're all asking, is it too late? Finn Balor is in his early 40s. He's still physically remarkable. He can still go in the ring better than half the roster. And in professional wrestling, age is not the barrier it is in other sports. But here's what needs to happen, and this is my call to WWE Creative right here, right now. Give Finn Balor a story that matters. Not a faction, not a mid-card title shot, a real, deeply personal, months-long feud with a genuine grudge and real stakes. Give him a mic and let him talk. Let him be angry. Let that frustration, and honestly, maybe his real frustration about his career, bleed into his character. The material is right there. The talent is right there. The only question is whether WWE has the vision to see it, or whether Finn Balor's career will end exactly the way it's been. Full of potential, frustratingly unfulfilled, remembered more for what could have been than what was. So let me ask you, the WrestleScope community, what do you think? Is Finn Balor's career a failure? Is it WWE's fault? His fault? Both? Drop your take in the comments right now. I want to read every single one. And if you think I'm dead wrong, tell me why. That's what this community is built on. Passionate wrestling fans who aren't afraid to have the hard conversations. If this video made you think, made you argue with your screen, or made you send a text to your wrestling buddy at midnight, that's exactly what WrestleScope is here for. Smash that like button if you want WWE to finally pull the trigger on Finn Balor, or if you just think he deserved better. Let's get this video in front of every wrestling fan who's ever felt like WWE wasted one of their favorites. Subscribe to WrestleScope if you're not already part of the family. We do this every single week. Deep dives, hot takes, and the wrestling conversations nobody else is willing to have. And share this video. Send it to the Finn Balor fan in your life. Send it to the person who still defends WWE's booking. Send it to your group chat. Let's have the argument everywhere. This is WrestleScope.